This is a tale of 3 iPads. Let's start with my first iPad Pro. This is a second generation 12.9, has the ID sensor, all that, and 256 gigs of memory. This thing was on sale when I got it. It's a great deal. It's still a fantastic tablet, and I really don't need anything else. But I decided to pick up the 2020 ones for a reason. Enter the 2020 iPad Pro. This was the 11-inch model, and this one is getting returned. I'm going to explain why that is here in just a second. But let's first go over the reasons why I got the smaller one and what I thought it would do for me and why it doesn't fit what I wanted to do. The first reason is this thing is just smaller. It feels good in the hand. It fits nicely. It's very, very portable. It can grab and go. You can use it one hand, and when you want to write on it and all that, it's very easy to do. In just a box comparison between the two, there's a massive difference. And even though the new 2020 iPad and the 2018 one, the big one, are smaller than this, there's still a massive difference between the two. And I really thought I'd like that difference. I also really want the upgrade because it's faster, it's cheaper than what the big one is, and it also has a lot of support for the things that I want. You can go through and use a new pencil. It has USB-C, which I'm trying to USB-C all of the things. It has new camera sensors, a whole bunch of new stuff that I thought I would really enjoy. And I also really like the fit and finish of this thing. It just feels really good in the hand. I like the old one, but the new one just feels a lot better in the hand to me. I know that's different between a lot of people, but for me, I really like how it feels. I also really like that it has USB-C. Now that I have a phone that has that, I'm really happy to have a tablet that has it as well, although it's sometimes annoying because it blocks out where you're at. I also really like the weight and feel of it. As I said, it feels good in the hand, but that's because it's so evenly balanced. You can actually stand this thing up on a level surface and it won't fall over, although I don't recommend it because it's very easy to knock over. But the bezels are shrunk. Overall, it just feels like a more modern device, and it's exactly what I thought I was looking for. So after getting it, unboxing it, all that stuff, I had it set up, and I wasn't totally sold on the size. Even though it's smaller, it's almost too small. Coming from a large 12.9-inch iPad, this thing is just way smaller than what I was used to. My son has my super old iPad 2, and this thing's roughly about the same size. The screen is definitely bigger, but the feel and the size and the weight and all that are about the same, and it's kind of weird, and I kept getting them mixed up, which I didn't want him having my new one, and I didn't want to have his old one. But I really did like it at first, but as I kind of got used to it and really got into it, I found that it just wasn't for me. So I picked up the big one, the 12.9, to go back to that bigger form factor and size. As you can see, the boxes are way different in size, and that really does matter on a few key areas. The first one is I use my iPad to go through and do video editing, a little photo work, definitely some graphic design work, and grading for things, and online course creation. So the extra real estate really helps a lot. I have a MacBook that I use the same thing with, and now I basically have 2 screens of the exact same size. So if I want to use Sidecar or something like that, I can go through and use it and have 2 of basically the exact matching monitors. And I really like that feature. Also, another one that was driving me crazy is on the smaller iPad, I couldn't type properly. I just kept being off keys, and that smaller form factor just didn't work for me. I really like having a whole home row, being able to set it up and just kind of going through and having everything that I'm used to already laid out where it was, so that my fingers kind of memorized where they're at. And honestly, the big one, or the new big one, should I say, is already smaller than the old big one. So it's already more portable. That box is already ticked, even if I don't really fully realize it. The 11-inch is definitely smaller and easier to hold and carry around. But right now, portability, 1, is not a big deal because we're not going anywhere for a while. And 2, I already have a more portable device now that it's already in a smaller form factor. I also really like the upgraded microphones. You can see a test here. This is a video and audio test of the older 2nd gen iPad Pro. This is a video and audio test of the new iPad. The cameras are better, and while I'm not a big photo or video taker with the cameras, it's something that might be useful to me down the road, so might as well have it just to have it. At the end of the day, did I need to upgrade? No. The new pencil is significantly better, both in function and design and charging. It's just a better product overall. I really like the peripherals that I have as options with the new one because USB-C is more standard and it's becoming more standard across and widely available, which means things are going to get cheaper for it. Also, with the new iPad, I can go through and use the new peripherals that are provided by Apple, namely that Magic Keyboard, which looks awesome, but it's just ridiculously expensive. I was hoping I could save $50 by going with the smaller iPad and getting the smaller keyboard, but it just wasn't gonna work. So I'm gonna get the bigger one at some point once some real reviews come out. But for right now, that's just a pipe dream. I still need to take care of, one, selling my old iPad to pay for it, and two, just kind of enjoying and getting set up with the new one and really pushing to see what it can do. The new LiDAR sensor, while interesting, doesn't really do anything for me right now. I can't really do anything with it. The Measure app is okay, and that's really all I do with it right now is I measure things just to see what they are, to see how well it works. I know AR is coming along, it's not there yet, but this is really a place where I think this might be the cutoff point between where Apple starts innovating and doing new things with the iPad, and then kind of the older ones are gonna go away. I know spec-wise, it's not a big bump or really much of one at all over the previous version, but again, the newer one might be supported for a little longer, and the cameras and all that stuff just make it a slightly better deal for me. So that's why I went with this one as opposed to the 2018. So yeah, while the big one's not for everybody, it definitely fits me and my lifestyle and what I do with it. The screen's fantastic. It has all of the pluses I like with the bigger iPad, and now it just has a lot more horsepower to do the things that I like to do. This thing chews through video editing, it chews through word processing, and I'm just very happy with it overall. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. I have to return this other smaller one because it's just, I'm not gonna have it sitting around doing nothing, so it has to go back to the store. But I am glad I got a chance to try it out and see what it was like. Normally, I probably would have gone to the store and tested it and felt it in my hands and determined it wasn't for me. But right now, that's not an option, so it's what it is. And yeah, I'm very happy with the bigger one. And I'll be doing some more iPad videos here shortly about how I use it, my workflow with it, and kind of how I use it to produce videos like this. It's not the only thing I use for it. I use my computer back here and all this other equipment, but it is a very integral part to what I do on a daily basis. All right, I'll talk to you later.